one of the things that I told people to do is make sure you are adhering to the laws in your area. Make sure you know what it looks like to protest and to be able to raise your voices. And this is a nonviolent protest that they're calling for. And in fact, when I was on there, which is why the Attorney General had to say that I wasn't calling for violence, and it's ridiculous that I even have to say something like that. But because they are trying to twist our words, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that. So just in case the slow people listening decide to clip this up later, I just want to say that I have never promoted violence.
Elon Musk just got absolutely destroyed by Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett on national television, and Trump lost his mind over it.
So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
The self-proclaimed stable genius and his billionaire buddy had no comeback when she pointed out Musk's Dogecoin manipulation and Trump's failed business ventures. What happens when you mix a sharp-tongued congresswoman with two fragile male egos? Pure entertainment. Crockett didn't just criticize them, she systematically dismantled their carefully crafted public images piece by piece, exposing the smoke and mirrors behind their supposed success stories. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Whatsoever, yet I've also never made excuse for those violent actors such as the ones on January 6th. Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys.
Congressman Jasmine Crockett just dropped a tactical nuke on the Billionaire Boys Club, and the fallout is still raining down. When Crockett stepped up to the mic, nobody expected her to bring such devastating receipts against both Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Talk about coming prepared. She didn't just throw shade. She systematically dismantled their entire personas with the precision of a surgeon removing a tumor.
And Maria, now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says, because nothing will happen to Elon Musk, and we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's basic safety. Once again, domestic terrorism is going to come to us. Yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official, and so she needs to tread very carefully.
Crockett started by exposing the playbook these two mega-rich dudes have been running for years. These men aren't geniuses, they're opportunists who break systems, then blame others when things fall apart, she explained to a crowd that alternated between gasps and laughter. The Congresswoman didn't hold back, hitting Musk where it hurts, his supposedly untouchable business acumen. Remember when Musk was posting memes about Dogecoin, sending that cryptocurrency to the moon? Crockett pointed out how regular folks lost their savings while Musk walked away unscathed. This man tweets a few dog memes and suddenly millions of dollars vanish from average Americans' accounts, and we're supposed to call him a visionary. The audience erupted as she laid out how Musk's social media puppeteering looks suspiciously like market manipulation that the SEC somehow keeps missing.
Specifically on this news organization, they want y'all to kind of tamp down what you say and hopefully buy into the lies, exercise your constitutional right to free speech. And what we see is that they want to dull our free speech rights. They want to make sure that those that are participating in the press, because we saw that there have been recent attacks, the lies, instead of going out there and just telling the truth. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking.
But Crockett was just warming up. She moved on to one of Musk's recent bizarre claims that left everyone scratching their heads. This man actually claimed he was sending condoms to Gaza, condoms to a war zone, and when asked for proof, there was nothing but crickets. The audience howled as she mimicked Musk's stuttering non-response when journalists asked for evidence. He expects us to believe whatever comes out of his mouth because he launched some rockets. That's not how facts work. Then came the Trump takedown that had the crowd absolutely losing it. Crockett pulled up slides of Trump's greatest business flops, a graveyard of failed ventures that would make any respectable MBA student break out in hives. Trump's steaks lasted shorter than most milk expiration dates, she quipped as the audience roared. Trump University's only lesson was how to separate desperate people from their money. And Trump vodka, the man who claims to never drink alcohol, couldn't even sell booze to Americans. What made Crockett's takedown so surgical was how she connected these two egos. "Notice the pattern here," she said, gesturing between photos of both men. "When Tesla quality control fails, it's the workers' fault. When X, loses advertisers, it's because of woke conspiracies. When Trump's casinos fail, it's because of regulations. These men create chaos, blame others, and their bank accounts somehow keep growing while everyone else suffers." The audience reaction was something you had to see to believe. People weren't just laughing, they were having those aha moments where puzzle pieces suddenly fit together. One clip showed a woman in the front row literally mouth "oh my god" as Crockett laid out how both billionaires use almost identical tactics to avoid accountability. "Look at how they respond to criticism," Crockett continued. "They don't address facts, they attack the messenger, they don't explain their failures, they create distractions, and they certainly don't admit mistakes. They double down with even more outrageous statements." The crowd nodded along as if they were in church and Crockett was delivering the gospel truth. Perhaps the most devastating part of her takedown came when she pulled up side-by-side quotes from both men claiming to be very stable geniuses, while their businesses and relationships crumbled around them. "The real genius move," Crockett explained, "is convincing millions of people that failing upward makes you qualified to run companies or countries." In just under 3 minutes, Crockett managed to completely dismantle the carefully crafted image Musk has built as a tech messiah. She peeled back the curtain to reveal what many have suspected. Beneath the rocket launches and electric cars is just another billionaire who bends rules, manipulates markets, and escapes consequences that would crush ordinary citizens. "These men aren't special, they're privileged," she concluded to thunderous applause. "They didn't work 1,000 times harder than you. They just started the race 1,000 miles ahead and still needed shortcuts." The reaction from Trump was swift and predictable. An absolute meltdown that suggested Crockett had hit every nerve. Within minutes of the clip going viral, Trump's social media accounts erupted with all-caps rants calling Crockett nasty, disrespectful, and ironically failed. Nothing confirms you've made valid points, quite like Trump losing his mind over them. And that's the real magic of what Congresswoman Crockett did here. She didn't need fancy lawyers or a billion-dollar PR team, just facts that sliced through their carefully crafted images like a hot knife through butter. They were left speechless, scrambling for comebacks that never materialized. This isn't just about enjoying the spectacle of two mega egos getting deflated on live TV. It's a masterclass in standing up to powerful bullies who rely on confusion and chaos to maintain their grip on public attention. Next time these guys start spewing nonsense about how they're gonna save America, just channel your inner Crockett and ask, "Where are the receipts, fellas?"